It's the podcast for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers by a Tampa Bay Buccaneer. This is an In the Trenches with Ian Beckles quick fix on Radio Influence.
You know, as far as the receivers this year, you know, I said before last year that Mike Evans is a star, that he needs to just get his head on straight. And I think to some degree, he still has some growing up to do. He really does. But he's a star, period. I mean, his numbers are one of a star. He makes plays like a star. Sometimes he makes your quarterback look better, and there's not that many like that out there. He's a little bit like Vincent Jackson to a point, but I would say better. You know, I didn't see Vincent Jackson in his prime, but I'm sure he was pretty similar to Mike Evans. But Mike Evans is a battler, okay? And I think he's a guy you want on your football team. And last year, Mike Evans had 96 catches with nobody else around. Nobody, okay? So when you bring in DeSean Jackson, who at times you better kind of shift your defense that way, boy, that makes Mike Evans a lot better. Mike Evans last year had 96 catches, and the next closest dude was Cameron Brate. And Cameron Brate wasn't, running the back out of any defenses, obviously. So Mike Evans did that pretty much by himself, and he's a receiver where he doesn't have to be open. He really doesn't. And Cameron Brate didn't scare anybody. I thought Cameron Brate was a good football player, but he can't be the number 2 guy. He cannot. And if Mike Evans is a number 1 guy and DeSean Jackson's the number 2 guy, boy, I tell you what, that's a pretty damn good number 2. Now, there's obviously factors. DeSean Jackson has to stay out of trouble. DeSean Jackson has to stay healthy. But if this all happens and they stay healthy, I think we're in good hands because, DeSean Jackson's game is not like Mike Evans' game. And if you watch Mike Evans and Jameis Winston, every time Jameis Winston moves, it seems like Mike Evans knows where he's going. And I don't think that's a coincidence. They work a lot in the offseason and don't expect to see the same synergy between DeSean Jackson and Mike Evans. But DeSean Jackson's not the same player. Like, DeSean Jackson's not running down the middle of the field a lot and taking licks like Mike Evans would and will. He's taking the back out of defenses, and even if you don't throw him the ball, he makes everybody better on the intermediate routes. Everybody, because you have to have that safety back there. You can't have a corner one-on-one against DeSean Jackson all game long. It's going to be a long, long day. And last year, the one thing this offense lacked, or one thing they definitely lacked, was that big play potential. Mike Evans made some big plays, but DeSean Jackson is a big play. Like, more so, when I saw he was up as a free agent, I literally said, get him and forget about the rest. Like, if you get him, you get DeSean Jackson, you're making everybody around him better. Now, Adam Humphries, if you ask me if Adam Humphries is a great football player, I'm going to say, not really. As a number 2. As a number 3, all of a sudden he becomes pretty damn good. 55 catches as a number 3 is a pretty damn good wide receiver. As a number 2, not so great. So stay healthy. If they can keep these guys healthy, there's a lot of things going on out there.
In the Trenches with Ian Beckles can be found on Apple Podcast, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, Google Play, and RadioInfluence.com.